guys, it's me, Miss Norris, and today I'd like to share a fun Christmas read aloud with you of the story Christmas in the Big Woods. Christmas in the Big Woods is a story that was adapted from the Little House in the Big Woods series that was originally written in 1932 by Laura Ingalls Wilder. This particular version was written in 1995 and is illustrated by Renee Graef. If you're ready to hear the story, I'm ready to share it with you. Here we go. This story tells about how Christmas was celebrated in a time that is different from our own. Christmas in the Big Woods. And all of the pictures in this book were inspired by the original works of Garth Williams, and he gave permission to Renee Graef to use some of their illustrations as inspiration. Once upon a time, a little girl named Laura lived in the big woods of Wisconsin in a little house made of logs. So you could see she lived in a place where there was a lot of snow, and the snow went all the way up to her bedroom window. I remember reading this book when I was a kid and thinking of how amazing that much snow would be. Laura lived in the little house with her pa, her ma, her big sister Mary, her little sister Carrie, and their good old bulldog Jack. So they lived in a little cabin, and the whole family lived there, including their dog Jack. Cozy, right? Christmas was coming, and the little house was covered with snow. When Pa came in from shoveling, he caught Laura up in a big bear hug against his cold winter coat. His mustache was covered with melting snowflakes. So you can see all those snowflakes in Papa's beard. It's very, very cold. But Christmas was coming. Ma was busy all day long cooking good things for Christmas. She baked bread and apple pies and filled a big jar with cookies. Laura and Mary got to lick the spoon. Now, how many of you are doing some baking during this time? I usually do. We make a lot of cookies. And when I was little, being able to lick the spoon for the cookie dough was always very special. And the baby Carrie just plays on her own, and the dog Jack just patiently waits. Pa and Ma showed Laura and Mary how to make molasses candy by pouring hot sugar and molasses syrup into pans of snow. The syrup hardened at once and turned into candy. Laura and Mary could eat one piece each, but the rest was saved until Christmas Day. So if you make something that's very hot and pour it into the snow, which is very cold, it gets hard and turns into a piece of candy. We never did this where I grew up, but we would sometimes get to make our own snow cones by filling up cups with snow and pouring orange juice over them, and sometimes pancake syrup. Very delicious. The day before Christmas, Aunt Eliza, Uncle Peter, and the cousins Peter, Alice, and Ella came to visit. Laura and Mary heard sleigh bells ringing, and then a big bobsled came out of the woods. Aunt Eliza, Uncle Peter, and the cousins were inside, covered up with blankets. Could you imagine doing all your traveling in a wagon, even when it was cold out? But how cozy that would be to curl up under a blanket and ride through the snow. And how exciting to have your family and your cousins come to visit. When everyone came inside, the little house was filled to the seams. Jack ran around in circles, barking happily. Now there were lots of children to play with. So having all the family there was very fun, even for Jack the dog, and especially for Jack the dog because there was more kids to play with. But the little house was bursting at the seams. It means it's very, very full. Laura and Mary and the cousins put on their warm coats and mittens and scarves and went outside to make pictures in the soft, deep snow. They can walk a picture, or they can make little snow angels or get on their bellies and make different kinds of shapes in the snow. Super fun. They played so hard that when night came, they were too excited to sleep, but they knew they must or Santa Claus would not come. So they hung their stockings by the fireplace, put on their red flannel nightgowns, and went to bed. So they played, but they were very excited. They knew that if they didn't all go to sleep, that Santa wouldn't come. And so they all hung up their stockings by the fire. Maybe it was to dry, but maybe that's where just for Santa. In the morning, they all woke up almost at the same moment and ran to see what was in their stockings. In every stocking was a pair of bright red mittens and a stick of red and white striped peppermint candy. They were so happy they could hardly speak. So everyone got new mittens that were red and a little candy cane stick. And they were so happy. But Laura was the happiest of all. In her stocking was a beautiful rag doll with black button eyes and a pink and blue calico dress. Laura named her doll Charlotte, and she let all the other children hold her. So Laura got a special baby for Christmas, but she let everybody who wanted to hold her have a chance to hold her, and that was very, very special. For Christmas breakfast, Ma made each child a pancake man. All the children held their plates next to the stove and watched while Ma made the pancake men one by one out of pancake batter. Peter ate his up right away, but the girls ate theirs slowly to make them last. So instead of gingerbread man cookies, Mom made gingerbread pancakes. And Peter ate his fast, but the girls ate theirs very slowly. And you can see Jack is waiting to see if he gets a little gingerbread doggy. Maybe. It was too cold to go outside, so the children played quietly inside. They ate their candy, admired their mittens, and looked at the pictures in Pa's big green book until it was time for the cousins to go home. Laura held Charlotte in her arms the whole time. So, even though it was too cold to go outside, they still made their own fun inside by playing quietly and looking at pictures. And Laura held her baby Charlotte the whole time. At last, Aunt Eliza, Uncle Peter, and the cousins bundled up in their coats and blankets and got into the bobsled. "Goodbye," they called, and off they went into the woods. In a little while, the happy sound of sleigh bells was gone, and Christmas was over. But what a happy Christmas it had been. So everyone bundled up, and Laura and her whole family went outside to wave goodbye. You could see Ma and Pa and Mary and Carrie and Peter and even Charlotte and Jack, all waving until they can no longer hear the sleigh bells. The end. And there's a picture of Charlotte and her peppermint stick and those new red mittens. What a very special Christmas it was for Laura in the big woods. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed that story, please hit the thumbs up button at the bottom of the page. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. If you're not a subscriber yet, please click that subscribe button down there at the bottom of the page. And don't forget to click the bell so that you're notified when there's new content. I hope to see you all again real soon. Bye-bye.